afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Talking Real Estate with Champions Real Estate Team here at Berkshire Hathaway Home Service Ambassador Real Estate Company. My name is Mark Wehner, the second team leader here. And joining me today is Russ Williams with Williams Mortgage. So we jump on here every Wednesday, rain, shine, or on vacation. So we're out here at the Rocky Mountains. We got done at the Rocky Mountain National Park this afternoon. So thought I'd jump on here real quick. I know we want to keep it up with every Wednesday. But yeah, the real estate market's been very active and all that good stuff. So we'll start off with a quick tip. So our quick tip today, obviously the property tax valuations came out a couple weeks ago. So if you're still wanting to, file a protest on that valuation, give us a holler. We can help you with that. I know I've helped a couple of clients already, say if it's worth it or not. So let me know. I'm happy to help you in any way, shape, or form in that regard. So yeah, give me a holler down here, number 672-7670, and we can rock and roll with that. And I can get you on Monday when I get back into town, but we can get you taken care of. So let's jump on what's going on in the real estate market over the last 7 days. So over the last 7 days, basically we had, it pops up here for me, 735 new listings go live in the last 7 days, 424 new contracts written. So we're getting more inventory than we are getting some of those pending contracts, which is good for the health of the market. We're not getting so crazy that people actually get an opportunity to get an offer in, maybe take time to think about it, not have to, rush to get that offer in. We had 573 happy new homeowners this last week, so congratulations to them. So, like I said, the market's getting healthy. They're coming into the 4th of July. You'll see, a little bit more. I mean, our numbers have kind of been the same about the last couple of weeks, which is typical this time of year. So it's a good time to buy. I think rates are kind of still hovering around that 6.6 to 7, depending on down payments, credit scores. There's like kind of a wide range there, but Russ can talk about that here in a second. Let's look at the 30,000 foot view of what's gone on in the last 7 days. Pulls up here. So we had just under 3,600 new homes go on the market. So last week we were just over 3,500. So as we saw that number, we had 730 go on the market, 424 off the market. So obviously you're going to see those numbers, sneak up a little bit, which is good. We had just over 2,100 homes in the Douglas-Sarpy County, Omaha metro area. 1,182 of them are existing homes. 923 are basically your new construction. So those two numbers kind of stayed about the same, ticking up there on the existing homes. 2.4 months supply of inventory. Our average sold price does not change over the last week, so we're at 351. So yeah, like I said, still a great time to buy in that regard. So even when I'm on vacation, so I know we just got an accepted contract while I was here on vacation for one of my clients. So, we can still do work, and, we have a team behind us, a Champions Real Estate team that, if one of us is out of town or away from the office, we can get you into that house to see it. We can still be in communication with you as best we can out here when I get the service and stuff, but, and do those contract negotiations for you. So let's jump in here with Russ and see what's going on the real estate, on the mortgage side of it. So how we doing, Russ?
Doing pretty well. Mortgage rates have continued to ebb and flow and move around just a little bit. Yesterday and today, the Fed had their open market committee meetings. They meet every 6 weeks. And as expected, the Federal Open Market Committee meeting decided to leave the short-term rates unchanged. Their statement of economic projections still shows that the members expect 2 cuts this year. 7 of the 19 participants said they wanted no cuts, which is up from 4 in March. But they're going to hold a wait-and-see approach to see just how the tariffs happen to play out. Does that come to a resolution? And what does that look like, as well as what's going on with these wars? Now, normally, if it weren't for the tariffs, if it weren't for the wars, we have been seeing some softening in different parts of the labor market, which could suggest that mortgage rates would improve. But until we get past the tariffs, until we get past the uncertainty around oil prices, which if you've been to the pump anytime lately, you've noticed they have been trickling up a little bit. We probably will see rates in this general range for the foreseeable future. But there is still subsidy money out there for first-time buyers. And as Mark mentioned, inventories are a little bit better than they have been. So if you've not bought a home, whether you're buying your first home or your move-up home, this is a great time to get out there. Certainly none of us love these rates. If they do come down, we can right-size that rate with a refinance down the road.
Yeah, like you said, if we have this more inventory, hopefully we're not getting into huge multiple offer situations where you're kind of extending yourself maybe on some of those purchase prices and stuff like that. So biggest thing with any of that stuff is basically what, when you get in touch with Russ, he'll give you what your purchasing power is and say, yeah, your purchasing power is up to, 500,000 or whatever the number is. But the most important number is what that monthly payment is in conjunction with what that, purchasing power is, and what are you comfortable with in that monthly payment. So I think that's a big thing. People get wide-eyed, oh my goodness, I can afford, that, the purchasing power of this. And then it's all of a sudden, well, hey, let's look at, where your budget is, and where you're still able to, make that work for you, not overextend yourself in that regard. So, but yeah, awesome. Yeah, if you have any questions, comments, give us a holler. Happy to help you anytime we can. And yeah, if you have any topics you want us to cover on our meetings here, our videos, well, let us know. We're happy to get into anything real estate related and all that good stuff. I want to open into that one. So, but anyways, yeah, happy. Have a great weekend, and we'll see everybody next week.